Have you ever felt like something is stopping you from reaching your true potential, but you can't quite figure out what it is? You have dreams, you have goals, you know you're capable of more, but somehow you stay stuck. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, next week, next year, but tomorrow never comes. That feeling, that frustration, that's the psychological trap. And most people live their entire lives caught in it without even realizing. They stay in jobs they hate. They settle for average relationships. They accept mediocrity because they think they don't have a choice. But here's the truth. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is you. Stay with me until the end of this video and you'll learn how to break free. You'll understand why your mind keeps you stuck, and more importantly, how to take back control. Because once you unlock that power, nothing can stop you. So let's talk about those invisible chains. They're not physical, they're mental. They're built from fear, doubt, and conditioning. From the moment you're born, society teaches you to conform, to play it safe, to follow the rules. You're told to go to school, get a stable job, and avoid taking risks. You're taught that failure is bad, that rejection is something to fear, that success is only for the lucky or the privileged. And over time, you start believing it. Your potential gets buried under layers of fear and self-doubt. You stop dreaming big because you're scared of disappointment. You settle for less because you think you're not good enough for more. You stop taking action because failure feels too painful. But here's what you need to understand. These chains are an illusion. The fear, the doubt, the limits you think exist, they're all in your mind. And the moment you decide to break free from them, you become unstoppable. Think about it. Every successful person you admire, the entrepreneurs, the athletes, the leaders, they faced fear too. They had doubts, they failed, and they got rejected. But the difference? They didn't let those chains hold them down. They kept going. They took risks. They embraced failure as part of the process. And you can do the same. But first you have to make a choice. Do you want to stay comfortable or do you want to be great? Because you can't have both. Comfort is easy, but it kills growth. It keeps you small. It keeps you weak. If you want to unlock your potential, you need to get uncomfortable. You need to face your fears and push through them. You need to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start taking action now. And here's your reward for staying with me. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to break these invisible chains. You'll learn how to take control of your mind and design the life you've always wanted. But it starts here with the decision to break free, to stop making excuses, to stop blaming your circumstances, and start owning your life. Because no one's coming to save you. It's all on you. Why do so many people settle for less when they know they're capable of more? Why do dreams fade away while life slips by one day at a time? The answer is simple. Comfort. The comfort zone is where your dreams go to die. It feels safe. It feels easy, but that's exactly why it's so dangerous. It keeps you stuck. It whispers lies in your ear. You're fine the way you are. Don't take the risk. What if you fail? What if people judge you? And before you know it, years pass. Nothing changes. You stay the same. Not because you're not capable, but because you chose safety over growth. Here's what you need to understand. Comfort is a slow poison. It doesn't hurt right away. It feels good in the moment, but over time, it drains your potential. It makes you soft. It kills your ambition. It convinces you that average is enough. But you weren't born for average. Deep down, you know that. You feel it, that burning desire to become something more, to achieve greatness, to live a life that matters. But that life, it doesn't exist inside your comfort zone. You'll never find your true potential in safety because growth only happens in discomfort. When you push yourself beyond what feels easy, when you step into fear and take action despite it, when you fail, learn, and keep going. Every time you choose to stay comfortable, you're choosing to stay the same. You're choosing regret. Think about the people you admire, the ones who built something incredible. Do you think they got there by staying comfortable? Do you think they avoided risk, failure, or hard work? No. They embraced the struggle. They did what most people were too scared to do, and that's why they succeeded. If you want that life, if you want to unlock your true potential, you have to make a choice. Are you willing to leave comfort behind? Are you ready to face fear, pain, and uncertainty in pursuit of something greater? Because the truth is you'll never know what you're capable of until you push past your limits. Comfort might feel good now, but in the end, it costs you everything. So ask yourself, are you ready to pay that price? Or are you ready to break free? What's stopping you from taking that first step, from chasing your dreams, from becoming the person you know you're meant to be? It's fear. Fear is the loudest, most convincing voice in your head. It tells you to stay safe, to avoid risks, to protect yourself from failure and embarrassment. And because it feels so real, you listen. You hold back. You wait. You settle. But here's the truth. Fear is a liar. It creates problems that don't exist. It exaggerates the worst case scenario and convinces you that failure will destroy you. But failure doesn't destroy you. Inaction does. Staying stuck because you're afraid of what might happen is the most dangerous thing you can do. You fear rejection, so you never put yourself out there. You fear failure, so you never try. You fear judgment, so you never speak your truth. And slowly, without even realizing it, you build a life based on fear, not on purpose. But what if you stopped listening? What if you faced your fear and did it anyway? Because the truth is, fear loses its power the moment you take action. Think about this. How many times have you been scared of something only to realize later it wasn't as bad as you thought? How many opportunities have you missed because you let fear make your decisions? Here's the crazy part. The life you want, the person you want to become, they're both on the other side of fear. Every time you push through it, you grow stronger. Every time you face it, you unlock more of your potential. But most people never get there. They let fear control them. They wait for the fear to disappear before they take action, but it never does, because fear doesn't go away until you confront it. So you have a choice. Let fear keep you small, or face it and rise. It's not easy, but nothing worth having ever is. And the more you push through fear, the more fearless you become. The more you realize that most of your fears were illusions, that you were capable of so much more than you ever believed. So ask yourself, what would you do if you weren't afraid? Because that's the life you deserve, and it's waiting for you. Have you ever told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? Or maybe it's not the right time. Be honest, how many dreams have you delayed because of excuses like these? Excuses are the most dangerous trap your mind sets for you. They sound reasonable. They make you feel safe, but they keep you stuck. Every time you make an excuse, you're building a prison around your potential, brick by brick. The worst part, you start believing those excuses. You convince yourself that your situation is unique, that you don't have the right resources, the right timing, the right support. But here's the truth. It's not your circumstances holding you back, it's you. Successful people have the same 24 hours. They face obstacles, doubt, and fear, just like you. But they refuse to let excuses define them. They take action anyway, because they know something most people ignore. The perfect time never comes. You will never feel fully ready. You will never have perfect conditions. And if you wait for that, you'll wait forever. Excuses are comforting because they remove responsibility. They let you blame your environment, your past, or your lack of resources. But deep down, you know the truth. You are responsible for your life. No one else is coming to save you. No one else is going to chase your dreams for you. So stop waiting. Stop lying to yourself. Start taking action today, right now. Because every excuse you make today becomes a regret tomorrow. And the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Ask yourself this. What would happen if you stopped making excuses and started doing the work? Imagine the life you could build. Imagine the person you could become. That version of you is waiting, but only if you're brave enough to break free from your own limitations. So no more excuses, no more waiting. Your time is now. Why do so many people fail, even when they have big dreams? It's not because they lack talent or opportunities. It's because they lack self-discipline. Self-discipline is the foundation of every success story. It's what separates those who wish from those who achieve. It's the ability to stay focused when distractions call your name, to stay committed when motivation fades, to keep going when every part of you wants to quit. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Motivation is a lie. It's temporary. It's a feeling, and feelings change. You won't always feel motivated to chase your goals. You won't always feel excited to put in the work. And if you rely on motivation, you'll fail. But discipline doesn't care how you feel. It shows up when you're tired. It pushes you when you're uninspired. It keeps you moving forward even when it's hard. And that's where real growth happens. Think about it. Every time you skip a workout, put off that project, or avoid that difficult conversation, you're choosing comfort over progress. You're telling your mind that it's okay to quit when things get tough. But every time you show up when it's inconvenient, when you're tired, when no one's watching, you build strength, you build character, you become unstoppable. Self-discipline is painful in the moment, but it's the price you pay for success. And the reward? It's worth every sacrifice. It's the freedom of knowing you control your life, the confidence that comes from keeping your promises to yourself, the pride of becoming the person you said you'd be. So stop waiting for the perfect mood. Stop waiting to feel ready. Do it because it needs to be done, not because you feel like it. Every day you have a choice. Take control or stay comfortable. One path leads to greatness. The other leads to regret. Which one will you choose? Look around you. Who do you spend most of your time with? What kind of conversations are you having? Are the people in your life pushing you forward or pulling you back? Most people don't realize this, but your environment shapes your future. Your inner circle either builds you up or tears you down. It's that simple. If you surround yourself with lazy, negative, and unmotivated people, you'll become just like them. But if you spend time with disciplined, driven, and ambitious people, you'll rise to their level. You've heard the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That's not just a quote, it's a fact of life. Humans adapt. We absorb the energy, habits, and beliefs of those around us. So ask yourself, are the people around me helping me grow? Do they challenge you to be better? Do they inspire you to dream bigger? Or do they fill your mind with doubt, fear, and excuses? Here's the hard part. Sometimes the people you need to distance yourself from are the people closest to you. Friends, family, people you've known for years. But if they're not aligned with your vision, if they're not pushing you to be your best, you need to make a choice. Your future or their comfort. It's not easy, but growth never is. And the truth is, when you start leveling up, some people won't like it. They'll criticize you. They'll tell you you've changed, and that's okay, because you're not here to stay the same. You're here to evolve. Find people who push you. People who see your potential even when you don't. People who won't let you settle for less than you deserve. And if you can't find them in your real life, find them in books, podcasts, and content that inspires you. Because at the end of the day, your environment will make or break you. Choose wisely. What's stopping you from going after everything you want? Be honest. Is it really lack of time, lack of money, lack of opportunities, or is it fear? Fear is the silent killer of dreams. It whispers in your ear, telling you you're not good enough, that you'll fail, that people will judge you. And the worst part, most people listen. They let fear dictate their choices. They play it safe, stay comfortable, and settle for a life far below their potential. But here's what you need to understand. Fear is a liar. It's not real. It's your mind creating worst case scenarios that haven't even happened. And most of them never will. Think about this. How many times have you avoided taking action because you were afraid? Afraid of failing, afraid of being embarrassed, afraid of rejection. And how many opportunities have you lost because of that fear? Here's the truth. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Confidence, it comes from doing things that scare you. Success, it's built by taking risks. Growth, it happens when you step outside your comfort zone. Fear never goes away, but you can learn to act in spite of it. The key is to stop waiting until you feel ready, because you won't. The fear won't disappear first. You have to move forward with it. You have to take action, even when your hands are shaking and your heart is pounding. And when you do, you'll realize something powerful. Fear loses its grip when you face it head on. The things you were most afraid of were never as bad as you imagined. And with every step you take, you get stronger, more confident, more unstoppable. So stop letting fear control your life. Stop giving it power over your decisions. Feel the fear and do it anyway, because your dreams are waiting on the other side. One day, you're going to look back on your life. And when you do, what will you see? A life full of bold choices and relentless effort, or a life full of missed opportunities and what ifs? There are only 2 kinds of pain in this world: the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. And you get to choose which one you'll feel. The pain of discipline is tough. Waking up early when you want to sleep in, working on your goals when everyone else is out having fun, staying consistent when you see no immediate results. It's uncomfortable, but it's temporary. And on the other side of that pain is success, pride, and freedom. But the pain of regret, that pain lasts forever. It's lying awake at night wondering what could have been. It's looking back and realizing you had the talent, but not the work ethic. It's knowing you settled for a life far below your potential because you were too afraid, too distracted, or too lazy to chase more. Regret doesn't come from failure. It comes from never trying. It comes from the excuses you let control you, the chances you didn't take, the risks you avoided. And the longer you wait to act, the heavier that regret becomes. But here's the good news. It's not too late. Right now, you have a choice. You can choose discipline. You can choose to put in the work, stay focused, and sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term success. Yes, it will be hard, but nothing worth having ever comes easy. The question is, which pain will you choose? The temporary sting of discipline or the lifelong ache of regret? Because one day, the clock will run out. And when it does, you won't care about the times you were tired or uncomfortable. You'll care about the life you built or the one you didn't. So choose wisely. Your future depends on it. Have you ever wondered why so many people stay stuck in the same place year after year? Why they settle for lives they don't love, jobs they hate, and dreams they never chase? It's not because they aren't capable. It's not because they don't have potential. It's because they're trapped in their own minds. The truth is, the biggest prison isn't made of walls. It's made of fear, doubt, and comfort. Most people choose safety over growth. They choose routine over risk. They choose the familiar even when it's killing their spirit. And the longer they stay in that trap, the harder it is to escape. But here's the harsh reality. Comfort is the enemy of success. Growth only happens when you step into the unknown, when you push yourself beyond your limits, when you do the things that scare you. Most people won't do that. They'll keep waiting for the perfect time, waiting until they feel ready, waiting for someone to save them. But no one's coming. No one is going to hand you the life you want. You have to fight for it. If you want to escape the trap, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to take risks. You have to be willing to fail and keep going anyway. Stop waiting for permission. Stop making excuses. Stop settling for less than you deserve. You have everything you need to change your life, but you have to make the decision. You have to choose growth over comfort, action over fear, discipline over laziness, because the only thing worse than being stuck is knowing you had the power to break free, but never did. Don't let that be your story. Take control. Escape the trap. Start today. If your life isn't where you want it to be right now, there's one hard truth you need to accept. It's your fault. That's a tough pill to swallow, but it's also the most empowering thing you'll ever realize. Because if your life is your fault, that means your future is your responsibility. And that's where your power lies. Most people avoid this truth. They blame their circumstances, their parents, their boss, the economy. They tell themselves they'd be successful if only things were different. But that's a lie, because as long as you blame something outside yourself, you give away your power, you stay stuck. But when you take full responsibility, everything changes. You stop waiting for someone else to fix your life. You stop making excuses. You stop being a victim and you start being a leader. It's not about guilt or self-blame. It's about ownership. It's about looking at your results and saying, this is on me. And that means I can change it, because you can. You control your effort, your discipline, your mindset. You control how you respond to failure, how you handle setbacks, and how hard you're willing to work. And when you own those things, you become unstoppable. Taking responsibility is scary, but it's also freeing, because when you realize your life is in your hands, you stop waiting and start building. You stop hoping and start doing. And every step you take brings you closer to the life you deserve. So stop blaming, stop complaining, take ownership. Your future's waiting, and it's up to you to create it. Weakness isn't just a flaw, it's a disease. And if you let it stay in your life, it will spread, it will infect your mindset, your discipline, and your potential. That's why if you want to succeed, you have to cut out every form of weakness. No exceptions. Weakness shows up in many forms. It's procrastination, it's making excuses, it's giving in to fear and settling for less because it's easier. It's skipping the hard work and choosing comfort. And every time you give in, you're reinforcing that weakness. You're teaching your mind that it's okay to quit. But quitting never leads to success. Comfort never builds greatness. If you want to unlock your potential, you have to get ruthless with your own excuses. You have to call yourself out when you're being lazy, when you're avoiding challenges, when you're backing down from what you know you should do. It's not about being harsh, it's about being honest, because the world isn't going to hand you the life you want. Success demands sacrifice. It demands strength. And every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're building that strength. You're proving to yourself that you're capable of more. Start by identifying your weaknesses. What's holding you back? Where do you keep making excuses? What habits are slowing you down? Be brutally honest, because the only way to fix a problem is to face it. Then take action. Cut out the distractions. Eliminate the bad habits. Push yourself beyond your limits, even when you don't feel like it. Because every time you choose strength, you get closer to your goals. Remember, the life you want requires a version of you that's stronger than the one you are today. So stop feeding your weakness. Starve it. And watch how fast your life transforms. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Stop waiting for the perfect mood, the perfect time, the perfect energy. Because here's the truth. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. And if you're only working when you feel inspired, you'll never get anywhere. Discipline is what separates those who succeed from those who fail. It's the ability to show up every day, do the work, and stay consistent, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Because the hard truth is, you won't always be motivated. There will be days when you're tired, days when you're frustrated, days when you question if it's even worth it. But those are the moments that define you. What you do when it's hard is what shapes your future. Discipline means doing what needs to be done no matter how you feel. It's waking up early when you want to sleep in. It's going to the gym when your body's tired. It's working on your goals when your friends are out having fun. It's making sacrifices now so you can live the life you want later. Most people fail because they chase motivation. They wait to feel ready, but readiness is a trap. If you wait for perfect conditions, you'll wait forever. Winners don't wait. They act. They build routines. They set standards. They create systems that keep them on track even when their emotions try to pull them off course. So forget motivation. Rely on discipline. Train your mind to stay focused no matter what. Build habits that move you forward day after day, because discipline is freedom. Discipline is power. And the more disciplined you become, the more unstoppable you'll be. Remember this: motivation will fail you, but discipline never will. Success isn't built overnight. It's not the result of one big move, one lucky break, or one perfect opportunity. Success is built through relentless consistency, the small actions you take every single day, even when no one's watching. Most people quit because they don't see instant results. They put in the work for a week, maybe a month, and when nothing changes, they give up. But that's why most people never win, because success doesn't happen in the early stages. Success happens when you push through the plateau, when you keep going long after the excitement fades. Consistency is about showing up every day, no matter what. It's about building momentum brick by brick until eventually the results become undeniable. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's working on your goals after a long day when you just want to relax. It's making progress when no one's clapping for you, when no one believes in you yet, because you believe in yourself. The truth is, consistency is hard. That's why so few people master it. But the ones who do, they win. Because while everyone else is getting distracted, taking breaks, and making excuses, they're putting in the work day after day, week after week, year after year. And here's the secret most people miss. Consistency compounds. The small efforts you make today might seem insignificant, but over time they add up. The discipline you show today becomes the strength you rely on tomorrow. The skills you build today become the opportunities you seize later. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop chasing quick fixes. Commit to the process and trust that the results will follow. Because consistency will take you places that talent and luck never will. Remember this: your results are a reflection of your habits. If you want a different life, start by building better habits and stick with them.